Yo, what's good guys, and welcome back to the Pede Beats TV. In today's video I'm gonna collaborate with Pede Beats, another Italian producer that makes super hard beats. And now I will pass the word to him that will explain you how he made the melody that I'm gonna use to make this fire beat. So let's get into it.
What's up guys, I'm Pede Beats, and Xetro asked me for a fire sample, so I sent him this one. Yeah, that's hard, man. I love this sample, man. As you can see, we only have 4 sounds here, but the vibe of this sample is crazy. And right now I'm going to show you how I made that, so let's get into it. I started with this preset from Analog Lab, and I laid down this really simple melody. So making melodies like this is really easy. We are working in the B minor scale, and the first thing that I did is just to lay down the B with the 5th note of the scale. That always sounds good. Then I just played around with these 2 notes that are only 1 semitone apart, and they're going to create that darkness that is perfect for these beats. At first I placed them here, but by pitching them up it's going to sound so much better. And after repeating it for 3 times, I decided to create some variation. In fact, I added this note that again is only 1 semitone up from the F sharp, so it's going to add even more tension. But this isn't sounding hard as the final result. In fact, the next thing that I did is to process this melody. At first I added this EQ just to remove some really high end and some low end. Then I added Portal with this preset. Yeah. As you can hear, it's adding a pitched up delay that is really cool if you want to flip your melody. The next thing that I did is just to render this melody, so I stretched it 1 time. And it sounded good, but nothing crazy. So I tried to stretch this again and pitch it up. Yeah, that's hard, man. So don't be afraid to stretch a lot your melodies, because sometimes you can get some really nice results. Then I just pitched it down 1 semitone. This sounds good, but this will sound boring if we repeat this for all the beat. So to create some variation, I decided to try to pitch it back down 1 octave, so... And to remove this clicking that sounds really bad in these samples, you can just go here in this declicking mode and select generic bleeding. If it's not going to fix it, you can add a fade out and fade in effect. Now it's good. Okay, this is really simple, but we needed some more variation to make the beat even more interesting, so I decided to go for a counter melody. So I just opened again Analog Lab and I found this preset that sounds crazy. I spent a lot of time finding the right sound for this sample, and I suggest you to do that too, because sound selection is really important. In fact, if you copy this same melody with another bell, yeah, it sounds good, but it's not the right vibe for our beat. Yeah, that's crazy, man. On this I added the same EQ. And I decided to render it, because as you can hear the volume is really inconsistent, so I boosted the volume of some notes to make it sound more cohesive. Okay man, now the most difficult part is done. In fact, now I just needed to add some textures to make it sound more interesting. And in these are the loops, you want to add some piano bass notes. And I used this close grind from the stock FL Studio packs because it sounds really good. As you can see here, I just created some variation because everyone is using piano bass notes, so I tried to make it sound a little bit more interesting. On this, I haven't added any effects, but all the melodies are linked to a melody bus where I removed the low end. And that's really important because Xetro is going to add an 808, and if you don't remove the low end from the melody, it's going to clash with the 808, so we don't want that. The last melody that I decided to add is a synth phrase from my Phoenix kit. In this arrangement, this phrase comes after 55 seconds, that is a lot, but it's really good to constantly introduce new elements without overcomplicating it. And then the last sound that I added is a bass. As you can see, our root note is A sharp, but I started with the 6th note of the scale, and that is a really good way to create a different feeling, and again make your loop sound a bit different. So yeah, that's how I made the sample, and now let's see how Xetro is going to turn this into a banger.
Let me cut a little bit the high frequency from the sample to leave more space for the hi-hats. Gonna go with the 808. This is too hard. Let me put some hi-hat rolls. Another kick for sure. And we're gonna reverse the polarity to make it hit in the right way and shift also a little bit the position so it doesn't play in the same moment of the 808. I think we are okay with the drums. We can just make some arrangement right now. Here we can make a variation for the 808. Let me add a couple of things on the master. We can add a fresh air to saturate a little bit everything. Just a little bit. And then we can add some compression to create some glue. Like 4 dB of compression with a fast release and a slow attack. Man, this shit is slapping. Alright, beat is done, we can listen to the final result. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this cook up. On Pede Beats channel it will be online another video where he will cook up a beat using one of my melodies and I explain how I made the melody there. So go check out that video as well. If you want to use some art drums like this one I use in this video, make sure to check the link in the description for all my kits and see you in the next video guys.